addressing any of those questions there at the end. And I know it's Miguel's personal goal to have a few questions at the end. He wants to do a Q&A, so don't disappoint him. Even if you just want to ask him what his favorite color is, I'm sure he'd be happy to indulge you on that. So without further ado, now they don't have that question. Yeah. Okay, you'll have to think of something else. Without further ado, though, I will pass it over to Miguel.
Hello, everybody. So for those that don't know me, I am the non-food specialist for the Peterborough-Durham area. And what is a non-food specialist? It's just that. It's basically Cisco has such a vast amount of product that we have these category specialists in play to support the Cisco customer base as well as the Salesforce team navigate particular categories. What we do as a non-food specialist is we help to support the non-food category that covers a vast amount of that warehouse, which is chemical, paper, janitorial, beverage, believe it or not. Then we get into some takeout packaging, small wares, flatwares, anything you need for your kitchen through our supplies and demand program, and much, much more. It is actually quite a large category. So there's lots of interaction with our customers via non-food specialists. I think it's a much needed role that has been missing from Cisco Ontario North for a little while. So I welcome the challenge when it became available. How can we support our customers' vision and bridge a little bit of the industry trends and changes and challenges with the supply chain that's happening worldwide right now? Basically, we have a way to make sure that if you take a packaging, for example, we can get samples to you. We can meet you at your place of business or virtually and go over that. You can take them for a test run before you commit. Make sure it's the right packaging for you. And we can do the same with anything else, like our dispensary program, where Ecolab can send in dispensers and uniform your place of business and have it looking nice and prim and proper. So there's lots that the non-food specialists can do. We can get into the beverage side of things as well, and many of our vendors can set up dispensary and programs like coffee and juices and stuff that to kind of help take advantage of the category and the vendor partnerships that we have within our establishment, and really kind of do that advantage partner selling on your behalf. So that's pretty much what a non-food specialist is. But there's the big plastic ban that's coming as well, so we want to make sure that we cover that. And the single-use plastics is kind of a gray, vague description, but you can count on the fact that black base containers, things like that, they're going to go by the wayside. They're going to be changing colors and so on and so forth. So as that information trickles in via our vendors and the government of Canada, we can help you and navigate and change what you may be carrying, and maybe even be proactive and go a little bit more eco and go towards more lined paper products and biodegradable eco, all that. So we're here to help. Right now we have a non-food specialist in the Kingston area and in the Ottawa area, and we're growing. We're going to get one in the north as well. And of course, the Peterborough-Durham is what I support, and the Kawartha, the Haliburton area as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to your friendly neighborhood non-food specialist at Cisco.
Thank you so much, Miguel. Really appreciate that. And also discussing the plastic ban. That is a very, like you said, a gray area. So I think it's good that we're all kind of aware of it. I'm not really sure how it will be enforced, but I think what we're going to see is a lot of a customer expectation for it as things move forward. So it's really good to get ahead of that. Right on that note, we're going to be switching over to Alex from Gallimore.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. So basically, my wife is working from home today. I wasn't aware of that. So I've invited you down into my basement, which is the most soundproof room I have. So
Studio setting,
basically,
great.
we've got 8 minutes. So I've got a couple of categories that I'm going to show you that would be, I believe, and they're stocked at Cisco North, and they're very, I think, very relevant for golf courses, whether they be in the clubhouse, the halfway house, tournaments, combo packs with other products, things of that nature. And we'll kind of go through them relatively quickly. I have sent out what I call a sales support asset sheet to Amy, which basically covers off all the products that we have with the description, pack size, features and benefits, and the environmental benefits. So you can use that as talking points when you're talking to your customers as well. And then also I've also sent our latest catalog as well, if Amy wants to shoot that out to you, because there are other products within Cisco North that are stocked, like coffee cups that are compostable, things of that nature, that may be of value. Having said that, the other component I must put out to everyone, because we're very conscious of this, getting samples out to customers with Galley Connect, I'm sure you're all aware of, but also reach out to me because I'm the subject matter expert when it comes to our products, and I can help you with any of your decisions if you're looking at different products and things like that to show. So there's two products that come to mind right away for me as far as a golf course, and it's great that golf courses are coming up. We're not sure probably what that's going to look like, but basically the way the restrictions are coming down, it's going to be a very good season, I believe, for the golf community. So the two products is, number one is the Sugarcane Reliance brand hinge container. This particular product in Reliance brand is a mixture blend of sugarcane and bamboo fiber, gives it a craft color, so it's a very natural look for customers. The benefits of these products, and I have three. We have a 6x6, we have a 9x9, which would be great for clubhouse dinners, and maybe some clubhouses may be doing takeout business to areas around, like a restaurant. That could be another revenue stream that they might be looking at. And then, of course, the 9x6. Now, this item has the ability to deliver product crisp. So French fries, things of that nature, quick foods. These are great because you could use them for tournaments, for a box lunch, something like this. And it could be combined with other products, like let's say for this one, a 9x6, a hot dog, maybe a bag of nuts, a package of hummus, whatever. But it could all be put in there into a nice little package at golf tournaments, things of that nature. So the sugarcane product is really cool because it does keep product very, very hot, keeps it hot a long time. So, you know, they pick it up at the halfway house, they get in the golf cart and they eat it, and it's comfortable, but it's also very crisp. So if it's a French fry or onion rings, something simple like that, or a hot dog, something as simple as a hot dog. Very great item. Beautiful thing, this is a compostable item, so something that the golf course could maximize their marketing, that, okay, we're going in this direction. Speaking to what Miguel was saying, where we've got all the bands happening and things of that nature. The other products that are listed, there's actually 5 of them, different sizes, is the Cisco Classic Takeout Box. So this is actually a number one of the smallest ones, but great for fries. You've got a number 3 here that is actually big enough for a tournament lunch. So something that can be put together, security seal on the top, and then something that can be packed together for that type of option with customers. This is an item that is paper. It is a recyclable product because it has a recyclable lining. And it's also leak proof. So, you know, depending on what the golf course is doing, they're probably not doing a pasta dish. But the beautiful fact of these products is that they're great for wet, dry, hot, or cold. So very, very, very applicable for a golf course and multiple areas. The sugarcane, just going back to this is mainly, I would look at this one as an optimum carrier for something that's hot. So whether it be a French fry or a hot meal type of thing. those are basically two categories, very simple. We only had 8 minutes and I didn't want to take up a whole lot of time, but I must re-emphasize the fact that all you need to do is reach out to me and we can have that conversation about products and take it from there. And if it's a big golf course or there's big volume, I'm more than willing to do a Teams meeting with them to actually talk about the future. As Miguel had mentioned, where plastic, it is an extremely gray area because the government really hasn't made up their mind on anything yet, which is not anything new. But the reality is that we can have a conversation on there to get them prepared down the road. So that's pretty much, there may be some questions, and I do appreciate this opportunity to speak to everyone.
Thank you so much, Alex. And yes, I'd like to reiterate also Gala Connect. It's a fantastic service, almost as good as Amazon, honestly. Yeah, so if you can check out the Gallimore products online with your sales consultant or just on your own, and you'll be able to just place an order for a few samples, and then you can get them into your kitchen and really check out the differences between them, maybe test some food for sizing and make sure everything fits. So really utilize that service and utilize Alex too for any questions you might have. Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So up next, we have Mike from Ecolab. And Mike, you're still on mute.
It's coming.
There we go.
The lag caused me to mute and then unmute and then back and forth. But you can hear me now, which is fantastic. So first, I want to thank everybody for joining the call, as well as our partners at Cisco Ontario North for allowing me to give a little spiel on what Ecolab can do for you. So for those who are not familiar with Ecolab, we are a chemical supplier, and we cover a large range of products. Many of you may be familiar with some of our food service specific products, whether that's in the actual dish machines, the food safe sanitizers, your degreasing chemicals. We cover a broad range of different offerings within each specific business. And of course, we have a great partnership with Cisco. So Cisco not only is able to offer any of our products, but we have hundreds stocked in the warehouse, which makes it nice and easy to manage your chemical program. Now, that being said, because of the familiarity with a lot of the Ecolab offerings, today I really wanted to touch on some of the key things that we're able to do to help you with what's going on in our current environment. As much as it's fantastic to see some of these restrictions and mandates rolling back, moving forward, we've done a lot of surveys and a lot of questions to our customer base, and we find that a large amount of prospective customers for you, golfers or those attending your restaurants, are still very interested in the procedures and disinfection process that's going on in those establishments. And so I wanted to touch on some of the ways that specifically on the disinfection and COVID protection side of things, how we're able to help our various different customers. So from here, Amy, if you wanted to flip to the next slide there, I can give a brief little introduction on some of the things we can do. So I'll start by mentioning just in the bottom right of the screen there, you can see I do have both my email as well as my personal cell phone number. My role with Ecolab is to help build the partnerships and build our customer base to be set up for success moving into the season. Now, we have a sales force that covers not just Ontario, but all of the country, and it's all done by local service reps. So we do have support across all geographies, regardless of how close your nearest, municipality is. And so using that resource and some of these, local service reps, we're able to often support our customers by providing things like training for the employees, talking about, safe use of products and proper use of products, all while keeping the operational costs front of mind for our customers. And so it's a big way that we really like to help not just provide the products, but also consult and really partner with our customers to make sure that your chemical concerns are negligible. There's a lot going on these days with sanitation and disinfection, and the difference between cleaning a surface, sanitizing a surface, and disinfecting a surface varies quite a bit. And as I like to say, it's very easy to clean a surface. It's reasonably easy with the proper chemistry to sanitize a surface. But when it comes to disinfection, even with the proper chemistry, it can be quite difficult. There's a lot of different procedural aspects and processes that need to be followed. And so that's one of the big things that we're able to do is guide you and your employees along the path, making sure that everyone's using things safely by doing on-site service, by speaking with your employees and your management team and making sure that we have programs in place to make sure that not just your customers are safe, but your employees as well. This also touches on things like safe products to use for the environment. As a company, we build ourselves on a sustainability platform. So that reflects just about everything we do and how we do it. And then, of course, there's some great benefits that are exclusively available to Ecolab customers through Cisco. So by all means, I'll touch on a couple of those today, but I'm more than happy at any point in the future to set up a call, set up an in-person visit or a Teams meeting, whatever works for you, and really just have that conversation on how we can help our respective customers. As you can imagine, various golf courses have a number of different situations, a number of different surfaces and settings. And so we really like to cater our programs to help the specific needs of our customers. There's a lot changing these days. There's a lot that's constantly in flux, and whether that's the expectations of customers, the public health requirements, making sure that this is something that's laid out nice and simple for you is really one of the ways that we're able to use our resources to help you out there. So from here, I'm going to touch on just a couple of the products that we do have related to COVID-19. And again, there's a lot more details on this that will be provided if you're interested. But Amy, if you don't mind going to the next slide there, I can touch on some of our offerings. So the first thing I'll say is that when it comes to disinfection, not all products are created equal. And even within the Ecolab realm of products, different products provide different results. And with disinfection, I mean, of course, right now, one of the things that's front of mind is, of course, COVID-19. However, there's a lot of other viruses and bacteria that you want to make sure you're protecting your establishment from. And so we have a number of different options that cover both boxes. So we do have, on the screen here, I show 4 examples of a hard surface disinfectant. There's a neutral disinfectant, which again has a great purpose on some of your outdoor activity items. When you're looking at some of your golf carts or even balls at a driving range and wanting to be able to add that disinfection ability, we're able to do that at a very reasonable cost point and also in a very simplified procedure that I'll outlay a little further on. The other thing that, of course, is very important these days is proper hand care. So whether that's on your hand soap or your hand sanitizer, we do have a number of different options. Specifically, when we're looking at hand soap, the recommendations from Health Canada and Public Health is to gear more towards the antibacterial version of products. And then, of course, making sure with hand sanitizers that we have something that is approved and that there hasn't been any recalls on. Unfortunately, with the vast amounts of hand sanitizer that are out in the market these days, there has been a number of products recalled based on improper chemistry or unsafe dilutions and concentrations that have been rolled out into the market. And of course, any recalls can negatively affect you both on a cost side of things as well as on a safety side of things. And so again, just wanted to touch on some of the offerings that are on here, as well as briefly touch on one of the things that's very critical these days, which is labor. Labor savings is, of course, instrumental to successful operations, and making sure that we're optimizing that labor in any way possible is another thing that Ecolab likes to help you with. So I do touch on some of the electrostatic spraying options, which is really a bit of an upfront investment as far as the equipment and technology goes. But when we're looking at disinfection, following the recommendations of Health Canada is really how Ecolab likes to position ourselves. And then, of course, we use the guidance and experience from our customers and clientele to make sure that we're bringing the best possible offer to you. So if we can flip to the next slide here, I give a brief little explanation on what electrostatic spraying is. And so when it comes to disinfection, I mean, as I said, even with the proper chemistry, disinfection can be quite difficult. So electrostatic spraying is a way to not only disinfect a surface, but really make it quicker and easier for your employees and also provide a more consistent coverage of the surface. So essentially, the analogy I like to use with electrostatic spraying is, I think we can all remember back in the day, you'd rub a balloon on your head and you stick that balloon, it sticks right on the wall. And what you're doing there is you're putting a charge on the balloon, and that's similar to how an electrostatic sprayer works with a product. So what it allows you to do is spray a surface, and that charge that you've put on this product now fully encompasses that surface. It'll wrap around any circular poles. It'll really give you consistent coverage without overwhelming any specific area. And so it's a way that really helps to give you quick disinfection, especially when you're looking at some of the things on a golf course that you need to disinfect. They're not all flat surfaces. So of course, if we can figure out a way to make it easier and quicker for you to disinfect, we're kind of killing two birds with the same stone, making sure that everybody's staying safe and healthy while also not adding to your labor costs, as you would typically expect with any enhanced disinfection program. We can move on to the next slide here. And by all means, as I said, electrostatic spraying, I can give you some more advice, but I also wanted to kind of touch back on the hand care options. With our hand soap and our hand sanitizer, Ecolab does provide no charge dispensers. And the cartridge-based system is something that we really lean towards, just based on the ability to have a consistent usage, the lack of any mixing of any product, and it's also something that provides that nice clean look to your business. And one of the exclusive Cisco offerings that we have is that we do actually provide our touch-free dispensers through Cisco at no charge as well. So if you were looking to install a battery-operated hand sanitizer dispenser or hand soap, that's one of the other benefits of being a mutual Ecolab Cisco customer. And again, we also have the manual versions. They're coated with an antimicrobial. Those are also provided at no charge should you choose to go that route. So just kind of a touch on some of the Cisco benefits. Now, if we move over to the next slide, I talk about some of the procedures, some of the training that we offer. So of course, a golf cart, not your typical flat surface. It is also something that a lot of golfers like to see, that there's a process or procedure in place. But of course, on the operator's standpoint, you want to make sure that that procedure is not going to cost you an arm and a leg to make sure that you're giving this proper disinfection. And so this is a perfect example of where we do have multiple chemistries that would work, but even within the Ecolab products, the neutral disinfectant, which I have a picture in the top left here, it's a little white and red one. The contact time required for the neutral disinfectant for full disinfection is 10 minutes. And so again, that can be very difficult. Spraying a cart down on a hot day with sun shining and keeping it wet for 10 minutes might not be feasible. Whereas we also have another product that's shown on the screen, the peroxide disinfectant. And this one's able to kill full hospital grade disinfection within 5 minutes, but it also boasts a 30-second contact time claim for COVID-19. So again, across the different chemical options, there is a large discrepancy on the procedures that are required. And that's where we really like to have the conversations with our prospective customers, talk about what procedures are in place, and see how we want to fine tune those to try and optimize your labor, potentially with the use of an electrostatic sprayer. Again, make it nice and quick to kind of roll through and spray down the cart. And within 30 seconds, you've killed any COVID-19 virus that's on there with that consistent coverage. And then on the last screen here, I just touched briefly on, as I mentioned, a disinfection for your golf balls, right? So if we move to the next slide here, Amy, the neutral disinfectant here in this case, what we can do is we can submerge those golf balls directly in the solution. And by doing that, it's easier to achieve that contact time or that dwell time that's required for disinfection, because you're actually submerged right in that solution. And it provides you with a very cost-effective way of providing disinfection on the golf balls in your range, or several other different items that you'd be using outdoors. And so I encourage anybody who's interested to, by all means, let me know. We'll schedule either a site visit, a call, follow-up meeting, whatever works on your end. And I'd love to talk more about ways that we can help with your specific operation. And so from here, I'll pass back to Marina. I want to say thanks again for giving me the chance to speak with everyone, and I'm looking forward to working with you and hitting the links this summer. I know spring is in the air, so I'm getting the itch.
You're on mute, Marina.
Thanks, sorry. Thank you so much. You know, I think we've all had to revisit our sanitation practices and also almost the theater of it, as we know different guests have different comfort levels, and we want to make sure everybody feels welcome and safe. So thank you for going over all that. Up next, we have Brenda from Lassonde. And yeah, sorry, Brenda, you are on mute. You'll have to, thank you.
Ta-da! Can you hear me okay?
Yep, all good.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, Marie, for having me on the golf show today. It's very, very exciting. Welcome to my kitchen. I wish we were actually on the golf course right now, but I still have a ton of snow in my backyard, so that's not happening for a little while. But I can't, you know, Mike said something about, you know, getting the itch to get on the course, and oh my goodness, I'm just getting that itch to go see people, to see customers and talk about juice. Miguel knows I can talk about juice for a million years. Amy knows that too. You're going to get to know that too. It is my passion. It is my thing. But we're talking about golf courses today. And above all other things, what I want people to take away from what I can provide them, what Lassonde can provide them as a juice provider, is that we are your beverage solution provider and we are Canadian. That's a very, very big thing for me. I promote it at every single connect with a customer that I possibly can. And I will continue to do that till the end of time. Hopefully I'm not working at Lassonde till the end of time, but that's another story. Anyway, so we have several solutions to provide your courses, whether it's a grab and go item or cocktails and mocktails, or even ingredients that we can use in multiple places, front of house, back of house, on the cart, or whatever. The easiest grab and go function or product with us is obviously our Oasis 300 ml bottles or Allen's 300 ml bottles, which are perfect solutions for going onto the cart for breakfast functions, in the clubhouse, in the halfway houses. Again, a grab and go. If you're making a boxed lunch, this will pop into a boxed lunch from one of Alex's containers very, very easily and fill the space without breaking the bank. So if you're not familiar with Oasis, then I obviously haven't spent enough time with you, and we'll change that. But if you're not familiar with Oasis, Oasis is always 100% pure, no sugar, no color, no preservatives added, and again, made in Canada by a Canadian company. So you've got a very cost-effective product, quality product, and easy price point to manage. So that's our grab and go section. On the snack side of things, many people don't know that at the right beginning of COVID, Lassonde acquired the Sunripe Group. So we have Sunripe individual snacks, and these are pure fruit, vegan, no nuts, no dairy, no anything. Fruit snacks in an easy package, again, perfect to add into a lunch kit or on the cart as a quick snack. And those are all available as well, and from Cisco North. So one of my favorite things to do as a beverage consultant is to show people what you can do with multiple items that are, you know, you can use in multiple different fashions. So we have our Caesar mix, we have our margarita mix, we have our lime and lemon juices and such, and they're just not, you got to think a little bit out of the box or a little bit out of the glass. First of all, our Caesar mix. If you have not tried this yet and you are a Caesar drinker, I highly recommend you give me a call and we'll come over and we'll make some, we'll do some cuttings. The most cost-effective product on the market, and our Caesar mix not only is a fantastic flavor, but it is also gluten-free and MSG-free. And I'll go back again to the most cost-effective product on the market right now. So call me up on this one because I promise you, you'll be amazed. I've done lots and lots of cuttings over the years with this product. I'm going to say, just as a round figure, as averages, I've done 100 cuttings against a competitive product and I've won 97 of them. So I think that's a pretty good average on that product. So again, Caesar mix, very big thing. Our next biggest thing right now, and this is actually the most fun product that I like to play with, is our Fairly margarita mix. Again, if you're thinking in the box, you're thinking margarita mix, but you got to think outside of the box on that piece, right? This is a premium quality product from Fairly. It's not from concentrate lemon juice, not from concentrate lime juice, and cane sugar. 3 very simple ingredients. in an easy 950 ml format that, yes, of course, you can add your tequila or whatever cocktail you're going to make with it, Miguel, or you can do something creative with it. So everybody's heard of an Arnold Palmer. If you have anything to do with golf courses at all, you know that the beverage or even the mocktail itself is pretty significantly popular on every single golf course. And we kind of decided to switch this up a little bit. And this came compliments of my colleague in the Winnipeg area. And what she did is she made some square ice cubes using our Fairly peach juice and adding a few little sprigs of lime. And we're going to put that in our glass. Let's pretend the mouth of this glass is a little bit bigger. We brewed up some plain, or sorry, not plain, I shouldn't say that. James Kenny would have my head. Some orange pico tea. Pouring it over the ice cube. I know this is exciting interactive TV right here. A staple ingredient. Everybody's got tea. Everybody has tea in the house. And then we're going to top it with our margarita mix. And so now what you've done is made what my friend Jody has called an Arnold Palmer with a slice. So it's a peach lemonade iced tea, which is absolutely fantastic, very refreshing. You could make that easily in the clubhouse as a fancy cocktail, garnish it with some mint or lime or whatever you choose to. Of course, nothing is grabbing easily for me right now. And you've got a very refreshing, low-cost product that you already have all of these base ingredients for. Another great idea with our margarita mix is actually to turn it, this is fancy packaging here, into a granita. And when I do a granita with my margarita mix, is I literally put it in a Ziploc bag, let it sit flat in the freezer, and then every once in a while walk by it and smash it up. So it turns into a perfect, refreshing granita, whether you're using that as a dessert item, or in this case, we're gonna pretend we're at the halfway house and everybody likes frozen lemonade. Grab the bag out of your freezer, throw your granita in, and top it with just plain old water. And you have a perfect frozen lemonade. You could pre-make these and into the cups if you wanted and just stick them in an ice well. And then just add the water to top it up after. But what an easy thing to do at a halfway house or in the clubhouse, stick the lid on it and go. So you've got, again, our margarita mix, you've got plain tea, very easy product to use. You've got our peach juice here to add as a base ingredient to mix things up. And you've got a multitude of different products and different cocktails and different things that you can make with it. I've done lots of cooking with our Caesar mix and made a rice using Caesar mix as the liquid for making my rice. I've made ceviche with a Caesar mix. I've made gazpachos with a Caesar mix. And when you do creative things like that, and you can use your products in multiple places, you're reducing the number of products you need to bring in, and you're also making sure you maximize the product in cost and usage, so on and so forth, on every level. So at the end of the day, again, my first statement, my last statement, I am the beverage solution provider, whether it's front of house or back of house as an ingredient. I am so looking forward to getting out and meeting some people. I wasn't able to do that, obviously, in the last couple of years, like anybody was. And I think this is the year that we're actually going to be able to say, please share a drink with me. Let me make this mocktail cocktail for you. Let me know what you think, and let's build some recipes together. And I'm really, really excited about that. So feel free to reach out to me. I think we have about 115 different products listed at Cisco Ontario North. I think we have a lot of bits to play with, basically. So thanks again for having me on today, and I look forward again to working with everybody face to face or mask to mask, and away we go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Got a little feedback there, so I'm muting you. Sorry. Thank you so much. That was really wonderful. I especially liked the granita. That looks really tasty. Thank you. So cheers to you. And up next, we have Adam Abrams with David Roberts.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? My mic is good? Awesome. Good. Awesome. Good stuff. So we're really excited here at David Roberts, and Excited to be here presenting with you guys this morning. So we have some new stuff. I'm just gonna quickly share my slide deck here. Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. So as you guys are all aware, I'm sure you've seen this before. This is out the door. This is no longer. So our Two for the Road lineup, which has been really successful, especially for the golf course industry, has been a staple in our product lineups for a grab and go snack, whether it's at the clubhouse, the halfway house, the beverage cart. These should really be all over the golf course. And they've been really successful over the past at least 10 years that we've now launched this product. But it's time for a refresh. We know there's a huge need for grab and go in the market right now, especially at golf courses. So we thought it was time to kind of refresh, redesign, and repackage the product. So these are what the new Two for the Road snack line is going to look like. We call them snack packs now. They're a little bit of a different size than the previous packaging, and there's more availability for customization, which we're really excited about. So as you guys can see, the packaging is now sleek, nice window. We have peanutty on there, which everyone loves to see. And we have different color assortments, which is really nice as well. So previously the bags were all the same color. They were all red. Now we have 4 different colors. The nice thing about these as well is we're still going to be sticking with the 8 products, the 8 different varieties that we were doing previously in the Two for the Road lineup. And we actually just got SUPC codes created. So these are brand new. And the buyer out of Cisco Central and Cisco North was helpful enough to get these SUPC codes created for us. And they just came in this morning. So this is really, really new and exciting. And we actually just got the film in yesterday. So the film is in the warehouse. We have the packaging in the warehouse, the box. So get ready for these. And if anyone wants to see samples, we are happy to send samples of any of the products. But like I said, with the customization on these, it's really nice because the way they used to come in before, I'm just going to stop. Can you still see like my camera? Is there a window that you can, okay, perfect. So these are how they used to come in before. And they used to be pre-printed with the actual product. So the Madeira mix, for example, was pre-printed on the back when we received the film. Now we've changed it. So we're going to be printing on the actual bags. So if you wanted to look at a different mix outside of these 8, we can now do that without having to order pre-printed film, which is great. So we're going to be writing the actual product description on the bag. So if you wanted a different mix, different candy, or a different dried fruit, we can do that. So customization is there within this product assortment. We still have the display racks as well. So we do still have the same display racks, and the same principle applies for the display racks as well. So if you order one of any of the 8 varieties of the Two for the Road, you're entitled to this rack right here, the 13 clip rack, which is great for like a halfway house. Doesn't take up a lot. Sits right there. Can have a little promotion going on with a beer or with a beverage, and you grab a bag. So those are great for the halfway house. And then the spinner rack, which is this one here, which obviously is a little bigger, takes up a little more counter space, but it does rotate around, which is really nice. That one, free of charge if you order all 8 varieties of the Two for the Road. So that's totally free of charge. And we will ship them directly to the customer. So we would just work with your Cisco sales consultant. They would show us an invoice saying that you purchased the product, and we send the racks out directly. Next thing I wanted to talk about, again, more grab and go, more availability of customization and some other products that we currently do in the grab and go lineup. So the body fits, these are really popular products, really healthy, small portion snacks that are perfect for just a quick grab and go. So our fruit medley blend, our raisin blend, our berry cherry blend, these are nut free. So they wouldn't be considered 100% nut free, obviously, as we're packing them in our facility, but they don't have any nuts in them. And then we have the Body Fit Energy Mix, the cranberry and almond, and the Greek yogurt raisins. They come in a couple different pack sizes as well. So the pouch packs and then the individuals too, whichever you guys would prefer. Smoothie toppings. This is something we've been really excited about for the last little while. So smoothies have become so popular now, and everybody wants something healthy when they show up to the golf course, something that's going to give them a little bit of an energy boost before they get out there and start playing. So
Adam,
we have.
I think you're still on the last slide, just so you know.
Oh, am I?
You might need to reshare.
Thank you.
Oh, there it goes. You're all good now.
Okay. Can you guys see the smoothie one now?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So these are toppings for smoothies. These are some of the really, really important, really trendy kind of toppings that are out there right now. Flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp hearts, goji berries. Those are things that are really, really high in all different kinds of health benefits, omega-3, good fats, amino acids. They provide a lot of health benefits that people are looking for nowadays. So to have a smoothie station set up on the course, I think is a great idea. It's really simple. All you would need is a blender, smoothie mix, and some toppings. People can make them themselves. You could do it a bunch of different ways. People could top them themselves. So, you know, these are tons of different options, so many customization that you can do with something like this. And yeah, I mean, options are endless, and we have so many different toppings that would work in a application like this. Our snack kits. So these might be an idea for tournaments, and again, totally customizable. But these are some things that we've created over the last year with COVID. So obviously, you know, a lot of people are still staying in, snacking at home, eating at home. So these could be something you could offer for tournaments.
You're still on the smoothie slide, just so you know. Sorry, it must just be lagging.
I don't know why it lags.
Now you're good. Now you're good.
Okay. Sorry, I guess it's lagging behind a little bit. So these are our snack attack kits. They have a few different really trendy kind of snacks, bar mixes, Cajun mix, our 2 flavors of our nut crisps, our spicy barbecue and our dill, and the Blue Jays peanuts. So again, these could work well for take homes, for tournaments, you know, if you're having any conferences at the club. So lots of different applications for these. And it comes in a nice little box. You get to open something up. People love opening up kits and seeing what's inside now, subscription boxes and stuff like that. So this is just a different idea as well, thinking outside the box a little bit. And then we also have our ice cream toppings. So if there's any junior days, if you guys have junior days at the clubs,
I think you'll need to double click again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it there now?
Not yet.
I think I have to escape every time.
There you go.
Okay. So these are our ice cream toppings. Again, all your SUPC codes are listed here. I will be sending out this slide so you guys have all the information on there. But yeah, these are the ice cream topping lineup. So we have lots of different variation here. And if you're doing a Sunday bar, if you're having a junior day, kids obviously love ice creams, and so do adults. You could do this for many different applications, tournaments, if you're going to set something up on a hole or something like that, or in the clubhouse. So these are just our different ice cream toppings. We actually have 13 different varieties, and we'll be sticking with these again for the season. They all come in small pack sizes, so not a huge commitment. It's a 2 by 1.5. They come in our fresh pack bags, so they're resealable. So it's a no-brainer to have some of these in the clubhouse if you're doing any kind of ice cream applications. Last thing I quickly wanted to touch on, hold on, I'm just going to go back to the slide here, is the Cisco 800 list. And I'm not going to open this up right now, but this is just a good reference tool for everybody to have. It just has a list of everything that we have with Cisco Ontario North and all the different SUPC codes, all the product descriptions, GTINs, pack sizes. So it's just a great reference tool because we hear so often, oh, I didn't know David Roberts carried that, or oh, I didn't know that was in your product lineup. And of course, we want to stick with things that are listed and in the different sites in the Cisco Ontario North region. So this is a great list, which we constantly update, which will tell you what products are available through Cisco. And you have your codes. It's nice and clean and neat. So you have everything you would need right at your fingertips.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that overview. Up next, we have Amy, our marketing manager.
Hello, everyone. I'm taking over Adam, so I'm going to share my screen now. Marina, if you can give me the thumbs up that you can see my presentation, that would be lovely.
Very good.
Thank you so much. So this is our final day of golf, and over the first couple of days, on the first day, Marina had touched on talking about food costing and the importance of going through that process in your operation. And then yesterday, Ken talked about Cisco Source and our online ordering. So to kind of continue to build on some of the things from the business resource team, I'm here to touch on the menu and marketing services that we have available here through Cisco. So let's get started. So one of the things is that I like to touch on is just the concept of menu engineering. So some of that food costing work that Marina touched on is very beneficial when it comes to menu design. There's a statistic out there that the average guest spends 109 seconds reading a menu. So you really want to set your menu up for profitability, and you want to make sure things count. So in our operations, we might have a lot of different ways that we have a menu laid out. It could be a single page, it could be multiple pages, but when we open up a menu or look at a menu, the user is going to kind of have a gaze pattern that they actually flow when they actually look at the menu. And so utilizing that philosophy and that psychology behind the menu is really important. So you'll kind of see on the screen here, there's an image of those different page layouts and the way that our eyes would actually move when we actually open up that menu to have a look. And really that's what menu engineering is all about. So it is a bit of a process, and that's another option that a service that I can work with you on with your sales consultant. And really there's a 3 kind of easy step process to go through. The first step is going to be to gather the information. So getting that food cost work that you've done that Marina talked about. So getting a food cost for all of your menu items, the current menu price for all of those items as well, and then the sales of those items from a given time frame. So in the golfing world right now, maybe you've been closed over the winter and you're getting ready to reopen and you want to analyze last season's menu to see if it's going to be the same menu for this year or how you might make adjustments potentially. So maybe you pull your sales data from your POS system for last season and then use that. And then there's the data entry part, and that's where we can provide that support. As we gather all that information, we can enter in the data to kind of give you this package of here's your menu and how the different items within the menu fall, and they're going to fall into one of 4 categories based on the popularity on your menu as well as the profitability based on that food cost. So either it's going to be a star, which is those high sales, high profitability items, a puzzle where it's very profitable for you to do, but not very popular with your guests, a dog, which is kind of low on both ends of the scale, and then the plow horse, which is very popular but not high on the profitability spectrum. So then we gather that all information. I put it all into this worksheet that I have, and then we kind of use that to then do that analysis with you. And that's where we can make those decisions on where do we place things on the menu? Do we use pop boxes, icons? Do we make decisions on price changes with this information? Do we consider that maybe this is an item that needs to go and there's something else fresh that needs to come in to replace it? Is there a food costing element that comes to light? And do I need to adjust my recipe or the way I build this menu item to make it more profitable for me on the food costing side? So there's a lot of different opportunities to be able to use that information to analyze your menu, leading into the design portion, which is what I'm gonna talk about next. So being a bit of a numbers geek myself, I do love statistics. And one of the stats is that often when there is a menu redesign, that it can boost your revenue somewhere between 2 and 7%. And that really does support your bottom line. So we have a couple different options and a couple different streams of support that we can provide based on your comfort level and what you're looking for. So the one way is through our marketing services team. So we have a group of designers across North America that work on menu and marketing projects for our customers. They can do anywhere, I think, from a standard menu to any type of marketing. If you need a poster or a sandwich board, or it's a menu board that goes out at the halfway house, those are the types of things that they can support. So maybe that menu board out at the halfway house, the branding and the colors, it's consistent with the menu on the inside at the clubhouse, so that your branding is consistent throughout the course. So there's a lot of opportunity to create something really special. So when we actually do that work, just to give you an idea, because obviously we are getting into the into golf season, I'm pretty sure it is starting to get warm out there, fingers crossed. But my role within Cisco is to help to be that project coordinator on a menu project. So between myself and your sales consultant, we would gather all the information that we need from you. So logos, menu content, contact information, and then I submit a project request. And then once that gets in and it's approved, within a business day or so, you'll get contacted by the assigned designer just to review your project. I try to be very diligent in a lot of the information that's provided upfront so that they're prepared. So even if you have ideas on something that you're looking for, if the size of the menu, the number of pages you're looking for, those are things that would be really helpful. And then after that conversation, in 10 to 12 business days, you'll get your first proof design. And everything is done online. That's an online proofing tool. You'll get that, and then you can make comments back. And then goes into that last step, and that's the revision process. And that's where ideally between up to 3 proofing rounds is the ideal to keep a project on track. So when we take into all that revisions going back and forth, it is possible the process can take 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how responsive the site contact is in getting that feedback back to the designer on the proof. So and that's where I find, for me personally, a lot of my success in keeping projects as fast as they possibly can is providing a lot of the content up front that helps set the project up for success. The other thing is maybe you're more of a do-it-yourselfer. There's a lot of people out there that have a comfort level with that. Is we do have a self-serve tool as well. It is a bit of a different tool than maybe we've had in the past that maybe you've used with Cisco. We used to have a program called Menus on Demand. With the new program, it's called Cisco Studio. It's a little bit, well, not a little bit, it is more user-friendly. You have a lot more flexibility than the old program, a lot of drag and drop and being able to manipulate your menu that you're creating yourself. There are a lot of great templates on there. You can set up your different colors that you use. You can add in your logo so that you're able to use it. There are access to stock images if images are something that you're looking for. But there is a lot of great options in there. If you do have a QR if you want a QR code, you can create QR codes if you want to put your menu online. And then they're using the menu from there versus something in their hand. That's doable as well. Another great thing about Cisco Studio is that if you are if you've been using Cisco Delivery or have registered and logged into the Cisco Delivery platform, it is actually the same credentials that you would use between both sites. So that's nice. It's not another username or anything that you have to use. It's a Cisco platform that uses the same credentials. So that's a good thing too. And that's kind of in a nutshell. In the follow-up, you'll get this and a lot of other information. But you know, that's menus. It's a busy time of year starting now, getting ready for spring, summer. So if a menu project is something that you are considering, please get in touch with your sales consultant so that we can get started on that sooner than later.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. Menu design is so critical, and you're right, we need to get on it now so that we're ready for the season. So just like Amy had said about how we were kind of talking about online ordering, food costing, menu design, we're trying to present this all to you now before the calm before the storm, so that you can get everybody engaged and get these projects done before the season opens. Miguel, did you want to close us out?
I could do that. So thanks so much for joining. Once again, it's just it's pretty simple. Just have your sales consultant just kind of orchestrate a meeting with your non-food specialist, or you can reach out directly to any one of us on the call, and we can start the ball rolling on anything that interests you today or that you'd like to find out more about. And respectively, we can come and visit you and have further discussions. Or it could be over the phone or virtually as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming. Miguel, did we get any questions in the chat for you?
No,
No.
not one question.
All right, well, we'll all hang on for a couple more minutes to see if any questions come up. But otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you to all the vendors as well.
Thank you.
All right, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I guess we did a great job.
Yeah, that's it.
Go.
That's it.
No questions, end the day early, let's go golfing.
Yeah, there you go. All right, perfect. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the greens. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.